some of the symptoms and signs that you might be under electronic harassment or gang stalked. It's all about strange events happening that are non-stop, and people also behaving in a bit of a awkward fashion towards you, and even some physical pain and ill health that doesn't seem to go away.
Yep.
When it comes to strange events, the most common one is hearing strange sounds or voices.
Yep.
Might sound like real people or neighbors that are close by.
Yep.
And coupled with that is a feeling of being watched or being followed all the time.
Yes.
So when you do hear these, voices or whatever, it seems like they can see exactly what it is that you're doing in your own home or whatever it is, wherever you are. Your communications are being intercepted, or your emails. You're not suddenly getting emails before, or when you're not getting phone calls from whereas before you would have been getting phone calls from certain people.
Yes.
For some reason, some of your friends don't call you for a long time, and you wonder what's going on.
Yes.
Strong suspicion that somebody could be reading your mind. I mean, when you start off, you wouldn't think mind reading is possible, but it just seems like whatever you're thinking, other people seem to know what it is exactly that you're thinking in a very creepy and in a very negative way.
Yep.
And you always seem to be on the run for some reason. You always seem to be sort of unsettled for not one day, not for a week, but for a couple of weeks and non-stop. And whenever, when it comes to, you're always getting overbilled, overcharged.
Yes.
When it's somebody like a handyman that comes in and do your repair, or maybe you go to the dentist, or maybe there's a utility bill that's sort of just seems to be getting overcharged, little bits and pieces there and there. And on top of that, you're losing money and possessions pretty quickly.
Yep.
As in over a period of maybe, let's say, under 6 months.
Exactly. 6 months.
You're in a position where you've completely might have even lost your house, might have lost your car. It seems to be systematically happening that you just sort of, for some reason, losing money quickly. A couple of break-ins into your house and theft.
Yes.
Maybe things being moved around.
Yes.
And you sort of get the sense that things have been sort of moved, or little stuff has been stolen, or even major stuff. And there's just this non-stop sense that you're in danger, and you're always paranoid. You're always, it's non-stop. You're always worried, and you're always it's always there. It's not going away. When it comes to people, it could be friends, family, anybody. It could be neighbors. It could be colleagues. And the one thing that's going to strike you is that people seem to know your business. People seem to know what you're doing in your own house, even when you're alone. People seem to know stuff that you did 10 years or years back.
Yes.
And you wonder, how do they know? You might have been alone, and some of them even know your deepest secrets. And everybody seems to use the same catchphrase. Like you might be implying that you a bad person in one way or the other. You might be implying that you're a pedophile, or that you're crazy, or you're insane. There are a lot of lies and rumors that are just non-stop, and you try and block them and try and clear your name. It just doesn't seem to help.
Yes.
And these rumors are spread to even your friends that are in different provinces or states. So it seems to be like this campaign that somebody's running that's just destroying and discrediting you. Even when you go to the shopping malls and stations, it just seems like all these little setups, all these little things to get you, trying to get your attention or trying to get you agitated and worked up. And in your business, in your at work, career, there seems to spill all over. There doesn't seem to be a lot of good things happening at work. Colleagues might be against you, and you might even actually get fired. And the whole world seems to just be against you. You're quickly losing friends and relationships. And there is not a single support system when you try and turn to religion or church or anything. Even those are polluted. Those relationships are sort of against you. And every now and then in the middle of all of this madness, you think of a friend, and that friend just somehow calls you, and there's coincidences of people bumping into you and saying it's been a long time since we've seen you, and you kind of have a feeling it's fake. There's this maybe person who shows a lot of interest in you. It's a bit fishy. When it comes to physical and health, it's just the lack of sleep. Almost every night you can't seem to sleep for whatever reason. There's pain in different parts of the body, the spinal cord, kidney, the heart, your legs, eyes could be painful, brain is itching, constant headaches. And at this point, it might actually be obvious that somebody is actually deliberately causing this. I think once you get to this level, you'll be sort of more or less know that there's somebody who's actually even talking to you and saying, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to kill you. When you go to the doctor, they can't seem to find any kind of logical or normal problem. In some cases, they might even suggest that you have, some kind of mental illness. When it comes to your own private thoughts as well, they seems to be a bit of a, they're blocked when you try and think something positive. Some of the thoughts might actually be induced. have some problems with memory and you can't remember basic stuff like names of friends and names of colleagues or basic stuff that shouldn't be a problem to remember, and the concentration is also a challenge. And sometimes you've got feelings that are not yours. You be afraid for no reason, and it's an intense amount of fear. It's an intense, your heart is pounding and it's not your own feeling. It's sort of like somehow controlled. Also, the dreams get a little bit strange. They're vivid. You can remember them. They're also perverted. They're twisted. Everybody knows the pattern of their dreams, and somehow these dreams are a little bit sort of, a little bit strange and extreme. And sometimes you've got strong urges. You might be suddenly craving food, certain type of food that is bad for you. You have a controlled appetite. You've suddenly got too much or too little appetite, and maybe even the sexual appetite is controlled. As all of these things are happening, there's just an abnormal amount of stress and depression that just doesn't go away for months and months and months. When you try and pray, your prayers are interrupted. You might find yourself even swearing at God, or, swearing at whoever the creator, whoever the God is. You can't seem to pray whenever you try and pray. There's, your mind is sort of redirected to something else. It's also impossible to meditate when you try and calm yourself down. Because the perpetrators or the guys who are doing this know that meditation is probably going to be good for you. And overall, life just gets worse on a daily basis. Every one of us go through obstacles, but somehow we always manage to overcome them after a few weeks, after a few months. But in this case, it just seems to get worse all the time. And there's just this feeling that you're no longer in control of your own life, that there's somebody else. Like all the events, it can't be so unlucky. It can't always be bad events. That's because they're orchestrated. And you're simply just living in hell. And positive thinking or attitude or prayer doesn't seem to work. So if it's all of these events happening, if it's just this whole non-stop set of strange events happening, that's when you know that there's probably a very, very good chance that you're under gang stalking and electronic harassment.